Iran's London-based officials have been sent packing. There was nothing diplomatic about their departure. Ordered out of the country and given just 48 hours to go, it plunges relations to their lowest point for decades. The Iranian embassy has now closed. Britain has already shut its embassy in Tehran after it was stormed by demonstrators. All its staff, including the ambassador, have been brought home. He's been speaking for the first time about what happened.
These are buildings of historic significance, not just for Britain, but for the world, and certainly in Iranian history too. But that doesn't seem to have inhibited the people who got into that building in vandalising the portraits, tearing the portrait of Queen Victoria in two and removing the bottom half, cutting out the head of Edward VII, removing altogether the picture of our present Queen, and doing willful damage to furniture and writing graffiti on the walls, and smashing up the rooms where they could. It felt like, very spiteful, mindless vandalism. But it wasn't quite mindless, because they also they removed anything that was electronic. So mobile telephones, computers, personal equipment, and anything that might give information about who you were talking to or what you were doing. They went after that very clearly.
The ambassador says the mob started a fire at the main embassy, which forced staff out of a secure area. At one stage, they feared they might be taken hostage.
Well, it would be untrue to say that those thoughts don't go through your mind, of course, and you hope that's not going to happen. But because there had been no invasion of our compound before, this had not happened, despite all the demonstrations and the pressure on us in previous years, we were in a completely new situation, and how it was going to end was not predictable, and the behaviour of the police was so strange that we weren't sure whose side they were on, if you like, and that didn't really give us much comfort. One colleague had locked himself properly in his keep. He'd pressed a heavy safe against the iron door, he'd pressed a bed against the safe, and he'd braced himself against the bed, and then they came for him because they knew he was there. And you can imagine what it's like. They're banging on the doors and the windows, they're breaking the windows, they're trying to bash the door in. And he kept them out for about 45 minutes. But at the end, the door was broken around him and there was nothing more he could do.
In the end, no embassy staff were injured, but the British government blames hardliners in the Iranian regime for orchestrating the attacks and failing to protect the embassy.
A diplomatic mission in any country, but particularly in a country like Iran, where we have a difficult relationship, can only exist if the local authorities are prepared to protect you, because at the end of the day, if the state decides that you're fair game, there's no protection on earth that you can provide yourself. So you rely on the state being prepared to live with the Vienna Convention norms, and I'm afraid the activities this week have shown that Iran does not accept the Vienna Convention norms. So there's no prospect, I think, with the Iranians in this present mood of our maintaining a normal diplomatic mission.
For now, at least, irreparable damage has been done to Britain's relationship with Iran. Britain is still awaiting Tehran's next move.